YouTube and the RPG community, Rhaegar here again for another response video. This time to click, clack, bang. Right, I'm bang on time. Get in. Right, right. Let's go. And this is the topic of why do we roleplay? Like, not how it started, as he says. You know, many people have done videos of that. And my RPG origin is coming. It will happen. You'll get to see that soon enough. Okay, so keep that in mind. But why do we keep doing it? Why do we do it over and over and over again? What keeps us going? What makes us want to do it? You know, apart from the fun, you know, why? Why? What does it mean so much to us, right? For me personally, like, I love the social aspect. Not quite the same way as Click Like Bang said, but to me it's the story, right? Like, I really find the concept of us being part of a story that's happening then and there, you know? We are part of a story that's being told in front of us, and that we have a stake in that story, and we have an influence on that story. And that is something you don't get in books or films or reading games. You have an involvement, but you the way you shape it is completely up to you. You know, you get to decide what this guy does. You can win, lose, you know, kill, save, that sort of thing, and that is up to you. You don't always get what you want, just in life, which could have been part of my realism talk, right? But, you know, you don't always get what you want, which helps like dice, but sometimes you succeed, sometimes you fail on the triumphs and losses, and you get to see these things with other people, hopefully friends, or people you at least like, you know, fellow gamers, they're a funny bunch. That to me is so potent, that being there for the story, actually seeing it unfold in front of me, and being like, wow, I can't believe that happened. You know, those moments when you're like, I can't believe you actually managed to kill that guy, or I can't believe that you managed to roll a critical on that goddamn dragon and save us all. Well done, Rhaegar. Right, just a little antidote there. You know, that sort of thing, and I really enjoy that. I mean, that's what brings me in. It's that community feel, you know. And I play, you know, I'm a big fan of video games and books, but to me, they're quite solitary. You can play games with other people, but it's becoming rarer and rarer, I think, for people to play games actually in a physical same location. It's not as common, you know, and that's what I love about role-playing games. Getting on the table or getting on Skype and, you know, just hanging out and doing that thing, and getting creative, you know, being able to, like, okay, how am I going to solve this situation, kind of thing. After I briefly sort of mentioned sort of things like that when I did my 5 things I like about role-playing games, you know, and that kind of problem solving, you know, you're all doing it together, and things that come up, things that you never would think of, you know, like people really, you know, in a role-playing game, some crazy stuff can happen, you know, like you would never have come into that session, thought that guy was going to do that thing, or succeed to do that thing, and they do. And it brings joy and laughter to just think about those sort of things. And sometimes, obviously, the sad parts when the characters die, you can really get can evoke quite a strong feeling of attachment and emotion in these games, which you don't always get in other hobbies, you know. And that really means something. That really is something quite incredible to role playing. And I wish I'd known about that part of the hobby much earlier, because that would have been a great help, you know. As me, it does help, as Click Like Bang says, it is a good confidence tool. Like, I don't think I need to tell you is that I can get quite nervous, and on camera that play comes across, but I try, you know, I think I get points for trying, you know, I'm trying to get through that sort of thing. And that's great, because role-playing games, they do give you a chance to sort of assume another role and see things from a different angle, you know, and that can be good for your confidence, because you think, you know, if I dealt with my problems the way that my character dealt with the problems, hopefully not shooting everybody, guys, that's not a very good way, you know, and that can give you a good perspective and a good source of strength in some cases, you know. I hope that made a lot of sense there. went a bit off topic there for a second, but yeah, that's the reason why I roleplay. That's what brings me to the table every week. See my friends or my fellow gamers. I don't always know the people I roleplay with. Sometimes I'm at a club, but it's always nice to sit down and see what happens. See what tales will, you know, be told today, and that is a beautiful thing, I think. Okay, guys. Until next time.